On this episode of Around the Wicket, the ICC Men's T20 World Cup Trophy Tour driven by Nissan heads down under as we meet New Zealand's Trent Boult and Australia's Beth Mooney. Thank you to all the fans for sharing their world with us through the T20 Trophy filter. The submissions keep getting better and we're loving all of them. Roll the intro. Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Around the Wicket, your official ICC Men's T20 World Cup Trophy Tour show driven by the wonderful folks at Nissan. I'm your host, my name is Danish Seth, and our first guest for today needs little introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to ICC's number 1 men's ODI bowler in the world, Trent Boult. Trent Boult is ICC's number 1 ODI bowler in the world. He is also the fastest Kiwi ever to take 100 wickets. He's been a top performer at ICC events since the 2015 World Cup, being the joint highest wicket taker, including a memorable epic fiver against Australia.
Got it, yeah. Looking to access the onside.
In the 2019 edition, he picked up 17 wickets in the 10 matches that he played, which included a hat-trick against Australia, the first by a Kiwi bowler in World Cup.
On the money, he's appeared, he's got it! He's got it! He's got the hat-trick at Lord's! Can you believe it?
Fresh off his team being crowned maiden World Test champions, Boult joins us on this episode to talk about his T20 World Cup aspirations and his autographed guitar from Ed Sheeran. Trent, firstly, hello and welcome to this fantastic show that we've put together. Congratulations on winning the World Test Championship. What does it feel like to be a champion?
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling to, I suppose, lift that nice shiny trophy after a big kind of 2-year campaign. For us to get to the final and put together our game plan across that 6 days of that test match, it was very surreal, and yeah, we enjoyed the celebrations.
Congratulations on that, and this will be your first T20 World Cup since 2014. Firstly, are you excited? Are you approaching this one differently to the last one you played?
Yeah, it seems a long time ago. The stage itself, it doesn't get any bigger than that to be on the world stage, competing in an ICC tournament against the best players in the world. It's going to be very exciting. I'm already here in Dubai. It's very hot.
Yeah, the weather here is hot because even I'm in Dubai, and certainly when you're bowling, the temperature goes up a lot more. What would you say is your favourite World Cup wicket so far?
I can't say there's too many of them in a T20 World Cup. I got out to Kumar Sangakkara in Bangladesh 2014, I remember that. Hopefully I can enjoy a couple more over the next couple of months.
Trent, who would you say would be the toughest batsman to bowl to this World Cup?
Hey, I think there's so many good players out there. I think Mohammad Rizwan from Pakistan is a phenomenal player, as well as Babar Azam, who's obviously a very, very classy player across all formats. But I think even Paul Sterling from the mighty Ireland, he obviously looks like he can hit a ball, so you've got to be on your game to him as well.
All right, Trent, let's just make this a little convenient for ourselves now, all right? Now, in this World Cup squad that's going to be representing New Zealand, if you had the option of adding one person who's retired but at their prime, who would it be?
T20 cricket, I've got 2. I'd have Corey Anderson on my side, and I'd also have Jesse Ryder.
Nice. All right. Now, the next question I want to ask you is a little away from cricket. What's the story about Ed Sheeran signing a guitar for you? Give us the story. How did that happen?
He happened to come to a test match in New Zealand, pink ball test between us and England, and it was when me and Timmy got all 10 wickets in the first innings. He actually came along that day, so I got the chance to meet him, and I had my guitar there as well. So yeah, he kindly put a little message on it and signed it away. So yeah, it's definitely one of my favourite collectibles.
That would go for a lot of money. Just keep it safe, all right?
Yeah, no, it's very safe.
And when I meet you,
I won't be playing guitar for you today. I knew you were going to do that.
I'd just love for you to sign my guitar as well. Trent, our next segment is called Questions That Never Asked. These are questions that never ask, but since you're here and I'm here, I'm still going to go ahead and do this, right? I was told you do not enjoy taking flights. Is it because you're used to seeing stuff fly over your head for boundaries?
Yep, no, that's a different nightmare that I have. But yeah, I suppose with all the travelling and touring I do around the world, it's quite a unusual, I suppose, fear to have of flying. And yeah, I'm getting better, but yeah, I'm not too great at the moment.
All right. We've heard you enjoy commentating over your own batting in the nets. Are you prepping for a career after cricket already?
I wouldn't call it commentating. It's probably just letting out nervous energy of some sort. But yeah, I used to bat four when I was a bit younger. I'm not going to plug my batting too much, but I'm very clear on my role as the number 11 batsman.
The next question I'd never ask is, you bat right-handed, you bowl left-handed. Trent, please, can you just make up your mind?
Yeah, I'm a bit wonky in some respects. Yeah, a little bit ambidextrous, but I don't know what inspired me to be a left-arm bowler when I was younger, but just managed to pick up that ball in that hand, and then yeah, the likes of Wasim Akram, Chaminda Vaz have definitely all been a big inspiration for me across my career.
Incredible, and I must tell you that you're also an inspiration to many who watch you play the game, and that's why our next segment is called Fan-Powered Questions. Who is Boult's best friend in the dressing room?
I'd have to say Tim Southee. He will be listening to this, so I'll give him a big shout out. Known him for a very long time, 15 or so years, so we've had some great fun together.
Who's the most difficult batsman you've ever bowled to?
I enjoy bowling Chris Gale, but at the same time, it's very intimidating.
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma, the hitman, incredibly destructive player.
Yeah.
And I also think that KL Rahul is a phenomenal player as well. So those are probably three that come to mind quickly.
Incredible. And who's your favourite bowling partner?
It's got to be Tim Southee again.
I thought as much. No points for
guessing.
guessing.
With all the history, yeah, it's a good combination. He swings the ball away nicely, and I try to swing the ball the other way. So it's worked all right for us over the years.
Awesome. And polish on your book cricket skills. We're going to see you in a bit, because it's time we introduce our next guest. That was New Zealand's Trent Boult. You asked for him, and hence we brought him here. So if you want us to bring someone else, please do let us know in the comment section. For now, I'd like to introduce you to my next guest, and this is Australia's Beth Mooney. Beth Mooney is Australia's destructive opening batter. She's a two-time T20 World Cup champion with 2 centuries in the shortest format of her name, and is currently ranked number 2 in the ICC Players rankings for T20. Her average of 36.13 is the highest career batting average in women's T20Is for Australia, and in the 58 T20Is she's played, she has smacked a total of 200 boundaries. In this episode, Beth tells us if Australia will complete yet another hat-trick of T20 World Cup, how cricket is like meditation to her, and how it feels to share the limelight with her admittedly adorable canine friend, Ruby. Beth, firstly, how are you? And to start things off, can you summarize March 8th, 2020 for us? It was a huge day.
Yeah, I'm going good. Thanks, Danish. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to the next series, which, funnily enough, you're speaking of March 8th, is against India. So that's certainly going to bring back some fond memories of the last time we walked out on the cricket field and played the Indians.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about what? Over 80,000 people, the highest women's attendance ever in cricket. You all smashed so many records that day. When you look back at where you started, and when you just dated to that particular day, would you have ever imagined something like that happening?
We certainly didn't think it was an achievable goal to sell out the MCG, to go into that game and to hear the rumbling and the roar of the crowd as we were going under the stadium to get to our change room was pretty surreal. Hopefully it's the start of things to come for cricket around the world, and especially women's cricket. I think we're definitely heading in the right direction, so it's not a bad thing.
Beth, I know you follow the Olympics, and there's a talk now about cricket potentially being a part of Olympics for 2028, and then potentially in Brisbane in 2032. Do you think that makes a huge difference to just the young girls who are picking up the sport in Australia and around the world?
We're certainly at the forefront of people's TV screens in the summer, so adding more exposure for us, whether it be the Commonwealth Games next year or the Olympics in 2028, hopefully, I think only means that moving forward, more girls are going to see us on TV and think how cool it will be to be a part of something like that. So I think it's a really exciting time to be a young girl growing up in Australia and seeing what you can do with your life.
Beth, coming to the upcoming Men's T20 World Cup, how do you think the Aussie men's side will fare?
I think the Australian men's team is certainly heading in the right direction in terms of T20 cricket. I know they had a pretty tough series over in the West Indies, but they're being led well by Aaron Finch. I think he's a great leader and a great cricketer in his own right. So I'm sure that they'll have plans in place and opportunities for them to have an impact in that World Cup.
The next question is something that I ask every guest. If you had a chance to deploy a retired player at his prime in the current Australian men's T20 squad, who would it be, Beth? And this could be anyone from around the world.
I'm going to stick with an Australian. I'm going to go with my hero growing up and say Adam Gilchrist. I think, he had a huge impact on the Australian men's team, no matter what the format was. So I'd really be excited to see him injected into that side and hopefully bring out some of his flair and skill, both with the bat and the gloves.
So the segment's called Questions That Never Ask, all right? An injury to Elisa Healy gave you an ODI debut. And who did you hire to get that done?
Oh, that's a great question. I think old age got her back then, so I didn't have to do too much to knock her out. But no, I believe it was a hamstring injury, so I guess we'll never know. I could have spiked her drink. I was running drinks the last game, so. All
right. How does it feel to hold the #1 record of the most runs in a match on the losing side?
Yeah, that one's not great. It almost happened again against Sri Lanka a couple of years ago. I scored 100 and then Adipadu scored 100 and nearly won Sri Lanka the game. So I think I'm a bit of a bogey when it comes to scoring big runs, the team losing.
The Australian men's team has never won a T20 World Cup, yet you won 5. How long before they send the women to play for them?
I've seen that get asked a little bit actually, but I'm sure they'll do a great job. It's tough competition out there in the men's world, and in the women's world, but I'm sure they'll do great.
Right. My last question that I never ask, Beth, is what are your thoughts about your dog Ruby getting more press attention than you?
I prefer it that way, actually. I think she gets disappointed when I take her out for a walk and people choose not to pat her, so it's only fair that she gets a little bit of attention on the media.
All right, Beth, the next segment is called Fan-Powered Questions. The first one, what's your favorite shot?
My favorite shot would have to be just the classic cover drive. It's a proper cricket shot.
Okay, we have the second question, and this comes with an exclamation mark at the end. So this is a serious question, right? Why are you not on Twitter? We need you on Twitter.
I'm sorry, I'm not much of a social media user, and I think I just post pictures of my dog. So I think that would be pretty boring for the Twitter world. So I don't think you'll be seeing me on there anytime soon. I'm sorry.
How much did winning Player of the Tournament in the last Women's T20 World Cup mean to you?
I think it was a pretty surreal and surprising thing. Obviously, for me, I was just stoked to be in that 11 playing in the World Cup final, and it meant an incredible amount. Nice chat,
Beth. Time for you now to face against Trent Boult in the Book Cricket Championship. All right, Beth and Trent, it's time to battle for some book cricket right now. It's cricket's greatest prize, mind you, and Namibia leads the charts with 40 runs. So we're going to see how both of you fare. Now, these are the rules. Each player flips the book open 6 times, playing an over. The last digit of the even numbered page that you flip is the number of runs you score, which essentially means 0 is a dot ball, then there's 2, 4, 6, and 8. Books are flipped alternatively and each player plays one ball at a time. Trent, so go ahead and flip your book.
First ball.
That's gone
Six.
and done the distance. It's a
All right,
6.
6.
I've got a large book, but I'll give it a whirl.
And they'll
2.
pick up a
Yeah.
comfortable
All
2.
right, Trent, back to you now.
I did 110. So is that 0? A dot?
Yeah, that's his dot. Yeah, that's 0. Yeah.
Tough.
That's
6.
gone and done the distance. It's a 6.
I'm back on it. Another dot.
Oh boy. 2.
Oh my god, there's no number on that page, so I'm going next one. 6 again.
Nice. 8.
That is a biggie. It's out of here.
Trent, there's a certain pattern to your batting here. You either go big or you just get nothing. That's 2 6s and 2 0s.
Alright, well, there's the next one. 2. I've just pushed it into a
Pick
gap.
up a comfortable 2.
6.
The last ball, Trent.
This is a big ball. Make or break. 130. 0. Dot to finish.
Oh, good over.
It's through. It's gone for 4.
4.
All right, well done. Clearly, Beth, you're the winner of this. And Trent, it looks like you were bowling to yourself, not giving away too much. So you've got 14 and Beth, you've picked up 28. So congratulations, Beth, you won this one.
Tough luck, I think. I'm not normally scoring that many runs in an over usually, so it's probably bad timing for you, Trent. Sorry about that.
I actually didn't realise it was me bowling against you, so yeah, to go for 28 was pretty disappointing.
Fair enough.
All right, but you know what, Trent, you have a chance to redeem yourself because the next game that we're going to play is called Super Over.
We're going to a super over.
All right, I'll tell you how it works. The rules are simple. I give you one topic and you have to go back and forth with answers to the question I ask until someone fails to respond in 5 seconds. And the topic for today is reasons you give for dropped catches. Beth, we'll start with you.
Got caught in the sun.
Yeah, something in the eye.
Caught in the lights in a night game.
Yeah. Okay, alright, I wasn't watching.
Tripped over.
I didn't get a hand on it.
Got lost in the signage.
It was bump ball.
Nice. I thought someone else called for it.
I stood on the boundary rope.
I'm out of ideas now, I think.
I was really enjoying that.
Sorry, I'm not that creative, Trent. Sorry about that.
Trent's a pro at this.
Yeah.
I'm obviously quite creative.
Or you're just dropping too many catches and making up too many reasons. Trent, Ed Sheeran was in the stands.
Yeah, I couldn't take my eyes off him, so yeah, that could be a reason. Yeah, if he's listening, then hey Ed.
All right, you know what? I want to give this to Trent. Well done, Trent. Those are some very creative and fun. And were those real answers? Have you actually used any of those reasons?
Yeah, 100%. I've done all those, I reckon.
Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
And that brings us to the end of this episode of Around the Wicket. In the next episode, our virtual Nissan moves from Australia to the beautiful Papua New Guinea. If you'd like to ask our guests a question, get involved on ICC's social media platforms. I've been your host. My name is Danish Seth, and I'll see you again next week.